Are we live? Okay, it said it was trying to connect, so I was kind of worried that maybe it wasn't working. So, hello everyone. How are you guys? What's everybody up to tonight? I am just getting on here for a few minutes to demonstrate a new stencil that I've made, and I was excited to show you guys. I don't want to play Candy Crush. I gotta get my thing pulled up so I can see your comments. Say hi to me as you come on. I sent out the little notification thing about 20 or 25 minutes ago to you guys, letting you know that I was going to be going live here in a few minutes. So for those of you who got the message, let me know if you got the message. And for those of you who didn't get the message but would like to get messages, all you have to do to sign up for that is like send me a message on Facebook saying, I want to get notifications, and it will automatically, because you sent me a message, will enroll you. If you've sent me a message sometime within the past month, it will automatically enroll you. So that way you won't miss anything. Hi, Michael. Michael! He can't hear me. It's going to have him turn the TV down. Can you turn it down? Oh. I had to throw a bottle of paint at him to get his attention. Hi, Tara. Hi, Teresa. Good, you got the message. Awesome. This is taking forever. I'm like hitting the button to pull up y'all's comments, and it's taking forever to pull it up. So let me get this up so I can see. Is it just me, or is the screen a little dark? Like, what's up with that? On my iPad, it's looking really dark, but like on my phone, where I can see myself, I look fine. So I don't know. Ooh, I don't want to break the iPad, y'all. Maybe that won't fall down. Hello, hello. Y'all say hi as you come on. Okay, so the new stencil is a cat paw stencil. And as you can see, I had some issues cutting it out. I've got a couple places that I've got to manually cut out with an X-Acto knife. And if that doesn't work out, I'm going to go back and completely recut the thing out. But I was in a hurry because I wanted to get on here tonight, and I was tired of waiting on it to cut. And it got off track somehow when it was cutting on my Cricut. Like, the Cricut mat got stuck on something and messed it up. Have y'all ever had that happen? It's so frustrating. Hello, Glenda. Hi, Shanna. You just had to turn your brightness up. Yeah, it does seem dark. I don't know why. It's really strange. Does anybody else think the screen seems dark? Yeah. I even turned on like the flash thing or whatever. Let me see if I can tap on the screen. Is this better or worse? That looks darker to me. Looks worse. I don't know. I'm looking on my iPad to see if I can make it get better. But that actually looks darker to me, so I'm going to turn that back on. That's like the flash on the phone or whatever. It's supposed to make... It's so weird. I don't know why it's like that. I don't really have any other lights in here I can turn on. I can turn on the ones in the living room. Hang on. Maybe that'll help. That probably didn't make a lick of difference. Not hardly. I don't know. I don't get what the problem is. Okay, what size is the stencil material? Angie, it is 17.5 inches by 12 inches. And I put a link at the top. You can buy the stencil, these stencils, you can buy them cut out from me for $25, or you can buy the cut file for like $5. I also made, and I'm not demonstrating it tonight, but I also made some word stencils that say, and they're in a bundle, like when you buy them, you'll get all three. Go Cats, Go Tigers, and Go Wildcats. So this can apply for like a sports team that's the Tigers, or it could apply for like the Kentucky Wildcats, whatever you want to use it for, or you could just put Go Cats. So there's several different teams those things can apply for. So I've got my stencil ready. It's just cat paws, and I've got this shape here. It is the word home, and we're going to do the paws on the M. And I'm going to go ahead and use this stencil, even though part of it didn't cut out right, because it'll still work because it's covering just the M, so it's not a huge area. Hi, Carolyn. How are you? Okay, let me kind of position it on here because it's kind of weird since it's the letter M. It's just going to be, they're just going to be going across this letter kind of randomly. So I'm just going to kind of position it however I think would look good, with some of the paws on and some of them kind of halfway off. And we're going to do this. Hi, Lisa. No, you didn't miss it. I was a few minutes late getting on because I was waiting on this stencil to cut out, and it was taking too long. So, all right. I'm using the color. This is the color I used for, like, Kentucky Wildcat blue. It's called Cobalt Hue, H-U-E. and it's the Apple Barrel paints. And of course I'm using my handy dandy little polka dot sponge dauber. And I may scoot you guys up closer so you can see what I'm doing a little better. And I'll angle the camera down. There you go. Is that better? Hopefully it's not too dark. I don't know why the screen is so dark tonight. I apologize for that. It's kind of weird. Okay, and I'm just getting my sponge dauber all loaded up. It's got a good, nice amount of paint. And I'm just going to daub, daub, daub. And I'm just covering every area where these paws are. I've been having a lot of people at my paint parties paint this design. And in the past, I've just been drawing these paws out for them ahead of time, and then they just paint inside the lines. But I thought this would be a lot easier if I had a stencil made up. So I decided to go ahead and make one up. That way it would make this process a lot easier. Plus I know a lot of you guys might be able to use it too. Who watching this tonight likes the UK Wildcats? Like, would this be something you could use? Or maybe you've got a team for a local school that's the Tigers or the Wildcats, or maybe even like the Panthers or something. You could use one that says Go Cats for like the Panthers or something, or any other, the Lions, I don't know. If your team ever says Go Cats, that might work. And this is a really quick process because it does not take long to cover these with this little sponge polka dotter. And I'm not doing the paint real heavily, I'm just kind of lightly covering. You want a light coat because if it gets very thick, it has a tendency to want to get under the stencil, and then you get like a gobby spot where it's not covered very well. Okay, ready? We're gonna peel it up and see what it looks like. Ooh, that is so cute. I love it. Let me set this out of the way. What do you think? I think it looks pretty good. Okay, while that's drying, I'm gonna go ahead and do the basketball lines on the basketball. Man, I hate that the screen is so dark. This is so strange. Facebook's been acting really weird lately. I apologize why the screen is so dark. I do not know. But I've just noticed everybody's having problems with Facebook. So to do my basketball lines, I'm using a round number 2 brush. Okay, good, Tara. You said the Auburn Tigers. That would work. And you teach in a school at Alabama that's also the Tigers. Well, great. You should go and grab these stencils then, or the stencil cut files. You can buy either one. And the cut files, you can cut at home on a Silhouette or a Cricut, or if you have a friend with a cutting machine, you can buy this stencil material on Amazon. I have a link to it in the description for the cut file. You see Michael Bennett says, I look so cute painting. That's my husband. He thinks he's being funny by commenting on my video from the living room. Thank you, sweetie. Okay, so to do these basketball lines, I swoop down from that side and then swoop up from this side and then back around. I just feel like this is the easiest way to do basketball lines. So, all right, and then I'm going to do lines going like this.
And I don't even think she noticed it. I think somebody else noticed it.
And then bring it on down this way. Hi, Sonia. I'm glad you caught me live. I'm sorry it's kind of late, but I waited till the kids got in bed, and of course waited till the last minute to cut the stencil out, and it took longer than I expected. So crafting ain't easy, y'all. It's frustrating sometimes. And you know what I forgot to do? I meant to do polka dots on this area here. So let me go ahead and grab another polka dot sponge. Where's that orange paint I threw at you?
Oh, now you want the paint.
Yes, I want it back. Alright, I had to go grab the orange paint back from my husband. Okay, I'm using spiced carrot, and I'm going to add a little bit to my egg carton, and then I'm going to add just a little bit of white to kind of lighten the orange, because this is the same color orange I used on the basketball. And so by adding the white, it's going to make just a slightly lighter color orange. And I like to use the opposite end of my paintbrush to stir my paints because it keeps the paint from getting all gunked up in my brush bristles. So, all right, we've got a lighter color of orange, and then I'm gonna dip and get just a little bit. And I'm gonna do a dot and a twist. Actually, that's not even light enough. Let me add some more because that's not even gonna show up. So add a little bit more white. And I'm gonna stir it up again. I wanna get it light enough that it shows up pretty well. I just set the egg carton in wet paint. I probably did, but I'm not too worried about it. If I transfer, yeah, see I transferred a little bit of paint there, but it can be touched up, or I can do a polka dot there. I don't get too tore up about stuff like that because it can always be fixed. And I'm trying to hurry up and like do this in a way that you guys can see underneath the camera here. All right, so we're doing the polka dots. Thank you, Margaret. I try to share those little tips for you guys because I know that's just little things that I've figured out along the way that are helpful. And so if I can share the love by telling you guys, then it's made it worth it. And notice I'm doing a little bit of a twist, and I get this message all the time from you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and dot on top of this line and just redraw the line. I get the message all the time from you guys what to do about bubbles in the polka dots. You probably can't see it in the video, but I do have bubbles in my polka dots right now. Those are gonna go away after it dries. And even if they're still just a little bit there, it's still gonna look really cute because of all the other details we put on here. So don't stress about that too much. Don't agonize over it because it's gonna still be really cute. And if you're worrying about little tiny details like that, then you're not gonna enjoy it as much because you're gonna be striving for perfection, and that's not what you need to be doing. Okay, so we've got the polka dots on our ball. Now I'm gonna move the tripod down here, and I'm gonna do some highlights on this cat paw. I'm gonna get just a little bit of white. And I've got my round number 2. That's you, Cindy. Raise your hand if you're a perfectionist crafter. Those two words should not go together. Like, I mean, I've had to strive to not be a perfectionist because it's innately in me just a little bit. My dad's a perfectionist by nature. And so, it's just one of those things you got to try not to be because crafting is handmade. It doesn't have to be perfect. And sometimes it's even cuter if it's not perfect. So I'm just adding little highlights to like the left side of all of these little paws. Kind of like the light is bouncing off of them. And then I'm going to switch brushes, and I'm going to switch to one that is a size 6. So it's a lot fatter, if you can see. It's quite a bit fatter around than, whoop, I'm trying to get it in front of the camera here, than the other one that I was using. Yes, Angie, you tell your girls it's supposed to be looked at from a distance. Exactly, you're not supposed to be looking at it from this close. So, all right, I'm getting a little bit of black and loading up my brush. And I'm just gonna do the little outlines on these letters. And this is kind of what ties the whole thing together. Because right now it's got a lot of busyness on it. But by doing these black lines, it kind of reminds you when you look at it that they are letters. Because it gives the letters shape again. So I'm just going around, and these don't have to be perfect either. And I will add some white to this E too. Let me kind of back the camera up a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. I'll add some white to that E because it's looking kind of dark right now, but with the white in it, it'll really pop. Okay, and then I'm going to add some to this H. Try not to get my shirt in the paint. I'm just doing this very quickly because I don't want to try too hard to make it look perfect. I want it to be cute and whimsical. And I'm not going to add any to the outside of the basketball because it already has the lines on there. So I'm going to rinse out my brush real quick. So using the same brush, I'm going to get some white and add a little bit of highlights to this E. and then to the H. Let's see. I'm just kind of like doodling in the inside of this letter to give it some light and movement. See? Much better. And then I'm going to add some little lines inside the blue lines on this H, and it just kind of like brightens it up a little bit. And I think I may even add some little highlights to these polka dots. Oh, you're a perfectionist, Sarah. Oh, thank you, Rose. I appreciate that. I really do try hard to explain things well, but sometimes I feel like I'm just rambling and not making any sense. So if you ever need me to clarify anything, please let me know, because sometimes my way of explaining it may not be the best way. And I'm just doing little shapes, and see how I've got them all going different directions? That just kind of keeps it kind of fun. And then I'm probably going to write the word Wildcats down here. I wish that I had already cut out my Wildcats stencil, because then I could show you guys the word Wildcats stencil, but I didn't have time to cut it out tonight, and I was kind of in a rush when we got home from church. So, wow, we're up to 78 viewers. You guys must be sharing this. Thank you. Oh, I don't know why I just squirted black paint in there, because I wanted white. Let me get some more white. I'm going to do the letters in white. Okay, and then this one is a number 6, but it is a flat. So see how the tip is flat? I guess you guys can see that. Yeah, it's flat. And this one's got a lot of paint gunked up in it, so it's not really the best, but it'll work. And I'm just going to dip in my white and just draw my letters out. If you're ever afraid that you're not going to be able to fit your letters on whatever... Thank you, Carolyn, for sharing. Thank you, Shanna. I'm glad to know that my rambling is helpful to somebody, because I really sometimes feel like I'm probably just getting on everybody's nerves by talking too much. But I can't stand dead space. So, but anyways, like I was saying, if you're doing lettering, and I keep getting my finger in this black paint, but it'll be okay. If you're worried that you're going to run out of space, you can make your letters taller and skinnier instead of wider. So like I've got W-I-L, and I'm going to do a D, but I'm going to kind of snuggle it up next to this L. Instead of putting it right here beside it, I'm going to put it kind of right here. And it's going to kind of sit just a little bit on top of that L. And then my C is going to be tall and skinny. And then my A is tall and skinny. T, and then an S, and it's going to be skinny. And it kind of looks fun when they're kind of bouncing up and down. See that D is kind of bouncing above the L. So it gives it just a little bit more character. Instead of looking like a mistake, it looks intentional and fun. And I'm just going to go back over some of these letters because they're not fully filled in. The white kind of didn't cover as well. And then I'm also going to add some black on top of these letters in a skinnier brush. I will show you in a moment. And I'm working kind of fast, so some of this paint underneath wasn't 100% dry. So that is a tip. You might want to wait till your paint is dry before you start doing letters. But I'm just going over it again and again to make sure it's covered. All right, I'm going to get another brush. Let's see. This is a really old one, so the number's missing. But I'm going to guess it's probably a 1 or a 2, and it's a round. And you're going to want to make sure and get the tip wet and then just kind of like squish it up just a little bit so that it's nice and pointy and you don't have any stray hairs, which I'm having a hard time with right now because it's really getting, there we go. I got it nice and wet that time. Okay, and then dip it in your black and then just carefully, and again, this will be easier if your paint is dry. Mine is still pretty wet, so it may not turn out perfect. We'll see. But you're just going to go on the inside of these letters, and it's going to be skinnier, and it will make these letters kind of stand out. You know, really, these paws aren't even really, I just now thought, couldn't they be dog paws too? Like, I don't know, but they probably could be. So, like, if you had a sign that was about pets or dogs, these paws would probably work for that as well. Because they're not really animal specific. I've been calling them cat paws because that's what I always use them for. But I bet they could be dog paws too. Kristen, the brush I used before to do the white lettering was a number 6 flat. The brush I'm using now, I think the number has rubbed off, but I think it's a round number 2. So, I forgot what I was saying. Oh, so Angie, yes, you think they can be used for dogs too. I think so too. Because sometimes I have a dog bone door hanger that sometimes people paint at my parties. And they'll put pets welcome, people tolerated, or they'll put their pets' names on them. And I bet they could use these little paw print stencils with that. So that would be really cute. All right, let's back it up and show you guys the finished product. Let me kind of raise this up. Hello again, there's my face. Oh, I didn't get it raised up enough. I need a cameraman, you know? This is like unprofessional. Sorry. Okay, so here we go, and I'll put a big bow right up here, and it will be ready to go to the customer. But I really like the paw print stencil. I think that made it kind of cool, and it was really easy and a lot faster than hand painting all of those paw prints. Brushes. Rachel, when this video is over, I will comment back to you a link where you can buy the brushes. I always get them on Amazon, so I'll send you the link. But sorry if you guys didn't catch it from the beginning. You can watch it again at the end. Just rewind back. If you don't have time to watch it tonight, you can share it to your page and watch it again later. Oh, thank you, Shanna. Yeah, I'm pretty fast. You've only done 8 polka dots the whole time I've been live. That's hilarious. Well, you know, I do this every day, so, and I've got some crazy hair going on. It's the end of the day. I'm tired. Hi, Lisa. I'm going to be live in my virtual paint party group tomorrow night, teaching how to paint those really cute little Thanksgiving turkeys. So I'm excited to do that with my group. Keep an eye out on my page during the next week or so. I'm going to be posting a picture of the November design for our live paint party group. It's going to be something really cute for you guys to hang on your door in December. We're painting it in November, but you can hang it up for Christmas. So thank you again, and y'all have a great night. Oh, what is November's virtual class going to be? Oh, I can't tell you yet, Beth. It's going to be a surprise. I'll post a picture of it as soon as I get it painted. Where did I cut the design? How did I cut the design out? I cut it on a Cricut. So I've got the cut file on my website, and the link's at the top if you want to download it. Thank you, and y'all have a good night. Bye-bye.